Hey, I'm Hunt, and this is Hunt on LSU, your channel for LSU Fighting Tiger football talk. Enjoy the video. We want you to leave a comment below, hit that like button, and subscribe right below the video. Enjoy. The most important thing to me as far as this game goes was the performance of Garrett Nussmeier. And when the dust settled, Garrett Nussmeier finished 31 of 45 for 395 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception, and obviously led the 98-yard drive that finished the thing off. And while I thought he looked a little jittery early on, kind of ducking the head, seeing the rushers, missed a couple of throws, I thought he settled in, got comfortable, got confident, and played great. And then I thought about that, and I go, he hasn't been the starting quarterback for a football team in 3 years. The last time he practiced with the ones, had a game plan put in for him, and then went out there to start the game and to play football without a protective jersey on in practice was 3 years ago when he was in high school. Why would I expect him to go out there and be completely comfortable with 320-pound guys trying to crush him? That can't happen at practice. And so I don't know why my expectation was that he might go out there and just look really good from the start. But once he settled in, I thought he was excellent. Showed the arm strength, made quality decisions. Even the interception I didn't think was completely egregious. I thought he made a little bit of an inaccurate throw. Instead of getting it closer to Thomas's body, he got it a little bit out into the middle of the field. I thought Thomas didn't quite make the effort play to get there. And then I thought the Wisconsin kid just made a really great play on the ball. But outside of that, he made every throw. On the last drive, he fits it in to Lacey between levels, in front of the safety, behind the corner, touch throw with accuracy. We see him take the deep shot to Chris Hilton, put some air under the ball, gorgeous throw there. And then we see that in-breaking route to Brian Thomas in traffic in the red zone. I mean, 3 very different throws. He makes all 3 excellently and drives LSU down for the go-ahead score. I thought that Garrett Nussmeier was very, very good in this game. And Brian Kelly, after the game, talked about the traits that he showed.
I don't think you win a game on athleticism. You have to have the things necessary to overcome a deficit, overcome being a first-time starter. You can't just get by on arm talent. You've got to be a guy that is confident in your ability, has a great process that he trusts. So he's got a lot of the same traits that Jaden does. Obviously, he doesn't run and has the escapability. You didn't see any of that today where Jaden created a lot of yards for us there, but Nuss can do it in other ways. And I think he's going to continue to do that for us.
And I'll tell you this, which goes back to my point really from all of December, that the win and the loss wasn't the most important thing to me. It was the development of Nussmeier and the defense. And so I did catch myself when LSU took over at the 2-yard line, trailing, under 6 minutes to play, and Garrett Nussmeier coming out there. I said, this is great, because I would so much rather Garrett Nussmeier getting put in this situation in the ReliaQuest Bowl in front of dozens of fans against Wisconsin, who's 7-5, as opposed to in Vegas on Labor Day weekend, or a couple weeks later against UCLA, or when conference play starts, or Ole Miss comes to Baton Rouge, and all of a sudden he's doing this for the first time. No, let's try to go on a crunch time, gotta have it, throwing it every down drive with a quarterback who hasn't been in this spot in college. And Nussmeier performed brilliantly on that drive, as I just alluded to, and he spoke after the game about his mindset once the offense took the field tucked up against its own goal line.
Hey, it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do to win the football game. It doesn't matter if you got to start from the 1, the 2, or you get the ball at the 30. So you just stick to the process. You go play by play, do the right things, and just move the chains, and put the ball in the end zone.
Confident and mature, which is what you would expect. There is always a little bit of a different level of interview skill when you get to a coach's kid. It's just an inherent advantage they've had their entire life of being around the game, of talking through the game, having someone who understands it at the highest level, which his dad does. And so you can tell that that's been beat into his brain his entire life. Sometimes you get a little over anxious when you're actually playing and making split-second decisions on the field. But in terms of a mindset and an approach and then answering questions, I think you can see that maturity of a third-year college player who's been around football his entire life. And I talked all week about how comfortable a landing spot that would be for Garrett Nussmeier to have Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas and Kyron Lacey and Mason Taylor, and to have Garrett Dellinger and Miles Frazier and Charles Turner and then his two tackles and Campbell and Jones, and to have a healthy running back room with Diggs and Jackson, Josh Williams, who's played a ton of football. Like, what a great spot to be in. The best offense in college football. You take out the Heisman Trophy winner, put you in, and how do you perform? But the one variable that we didn't see coming, because it happened so late, was the exit of Mike Denbrock. And so enter Cortez Hankton and Joe Sloan. And Joe Sloan has been the quarterback coach for 2 years. He's been with Garrett Nussmeier every day for 2 years, meeting rooms, practice field, the whole lot. And now it's Joe Sloan's opportunity to call plays for this offense and really, I think, audition for the job. And Garrett Nussmeier was asked, like, what'd you think of the job your quarterback coach did in his new co-offensive coordinator role?
Yeah, no, I think Coach Sloan did an amazing job. We've been working on this for 2 weeks, and I think he put a great plan together. I think him and Coach Hank put a great plan together, and I think he did an amazing job calling the plays and getting us in the groove and giving us opportunities to make plays and get in rhythms.
I would agree with that. I thought that LSU really struggled to run the ball early in the game. Wisconsin was kind of handling them up front, and you couldn't get the running back game running. And sometimes that happened for LSU this year where the running backs weren't really able to do much. It happened in Tuscaloosa. But Daniels just took over because he could be your ground game. Well, Garrett Nussmeier can't do that. So, what do? Well, they still ran it some. They ran the ball 25 times, but they realized, okay, we've got talented receivers, even with Malik in street clothes now, and Lacey went down briefly, but you still got talented receivers. You got a good tight end. You've got a good pass-blocking offensive line, and Wisconsin doesn't rush the passer great. We're just going to rely on the ability to throw the football a little bit, and they threw it 45 times. Now, they were losing for a lot of the game, so that tends to happen. But I thought Joe Sloan pivoted to the pass more. I doubt that was the plan coming in. I think they probably thought they could run the ball, but they didn't. And you put the ball in Garrett Nussmeier's hands, and he got the job done. I thought really, really quality decision-making, showed the arm strength, showed the accuracy, showed the clutch ability late in the game to make the big throws, and that gave me a lot of confidence in what this offense can be moving forward. And that's what I was hoping to take out of this bowl game when they announced it. And now you look at LSU's offense moving forward, and you see 4 of 5 offensive linemen potentially returning. You see Kyron Lacey returning. Brian Thomas has a decision to make, but a lot of young talent coming behind them there at wide receiver. And you bring in Xavier Thomas from the transfer portal. You see a running back room that, with Diggs or without Diggs, is seeing some talent come in. I'm not super thrilled with the fact that Caleb Jackson only got 2 carries. He's a track star who's built like a Jeep Wrangler. I'd really like to see him get some more carries. When he got in the end zone. He's so explosive, so fast, so physical, and has some of the traits that some of the other guys just quite frankly don't have. You run the ball 25 times, and Caleb Jackson gets 2 of them. That didn't make me super pumped, but I think that changes next year. I think you see more of Caleb Jackson than you did, obviously, this year. And you start to look at that offense with a quarterback who you thought had some talent, but had never really been asked to do it. Yeah, 1 game against Arkansas as a freshman. Yeah, second half against Georgia in the SEC Championship when you're down by 100. Yeah, coming in against Alabama in Tuscaloosa, down 2 scores, having to throw it every play. You've seen him out there, but not in this capacity. And this was really, really encouraging. And I think there's every reason to believe that Garrett Nussmeier can be a winning quarterback in the SEC. And now he's got an offseason of getting all the reps with the ones, of knowing he's the guy. And he'll get ready to go against USC Labor Day weekend. The question is Joe Sloan his offensive coordinator? Is Cortez Hankton in that mix as well? That's a decision Brian Kelly's going to have to make here over the next week, 2 weeks. But that was really encouraging from my perspective to see Garrett Nussmeier play the way that he did and lead that drive late. It was really a complete performance to me from Garrett Nussmeier from almost start to finish. Hey, thanks for watching Hunt on LSU. Before you get out of here, do us a couple of favors. Hit that like button, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel for all your Fighting Tiger football talk. See you next time.